Welcome to Jesus on the Line. Will you pick up? So this is going to be a very touchy subject for many Christians. The question is, should Christians celebrate Halloween? Now, it's not what I believe, but what does the Bible say? Because always let's go back to the Word of God. When you think about Halloween, ask yourself, does this glorify God? Does this bring joy or fear into my life? What does this practice do for good? Now let's be real. Have I celebrated Halloween in the past? Yes. As a child, no, because I grew up as a Christian and my parents would not allow us to do that, and I am so grateful for that. But as an adult, when I was able to take my own decisions and I departed my faith from God, I would go to Halloween parties and dress up and drink. And I believe now it opened my eyes. I used to think that because I wasn't really practicing in any of the witchcraft or anything that really goes on in Halloween, it wasn't a bad thing. But the fact that I was dressing up that night to celebrate that holiday already made me part of those practices as well. Think about it. Do people who worship Satan or people who don't believe in God, do they celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ? Do they celebrate Christmas? No. So why is it that as Christians, we choose to celebrate that day? That it is a big celebration in the community of Satan worshipers. Did you know that the witches, and I'm sorry, there's no good witch or bad witch, they're all witches. They pray over the candies, they pray over the costumes, and the sacrifices that are done that night. Millions of people, homeless people, go missing that night. Did you know that Anton LaVey, the founder of the Satanic Church, what he said about Halloween? He said, "I'm glad Christian parents allow their children to worship the devil at least once a year." You can Google this. Let's open the Bible to see what the Word of God says. I'm reading from the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 26. And the Word of God reads, "You should not eat anything with the blood, nor shall you practice division or sorcery." As Christ followers, we are called to be the light of the world. What does a Christian, a Christ follower, have to do with darkness? And the Bible talks about this. Before my spiritual eyes were open, I am not trying to judge. It is something that you should pray about. If God is telling you not to do it, I would listen to Him. We are getting closer to the ends of times. It is time that as Christians, as a church of God, we stand for the truth. John chapter 3, verse 20 says, "For everyone practices evil, hates the light, and does not come to the light. Let his deed be exposed."